Yo guys, my name is Legend and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm now on my brand new motorcycle, or scooter I should say. Nah, I'm joking. This is the bike of Ben, my good friend, who recently bought the X-Max 250 that I made a video about. This is his bike. He was nice enough to let me use it for a few days while my bike is in the garage. So I'm able to get to school and stuff because I don't want to miss too much school. And yeah, that's how I ended up on this thing. So I figured I'd make a quick video about it. It is so weird to ride. I rode it home yesterday for a really short distance, but it was so weird. I was pulling this left lever because as if you guys don't know, this is a scooter, Moto-Scooter 125cc. It's fully automatic. You just turn the gas and it goes. Now, yesterday I was pulling in this lever, which is actually the front brake, because on my Yamaha is the clutch. So I was like, this one I wanted to shift and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And when I wanted to brake, I was like stomping this footboard thing because that's where my rear brake is located. Oh my god, this is weird. Now, first thing I want to say is not a lot of people like Moto-Scooters, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. I probably won't ever buy one myself because, you know, I like shifting and stuff. But that being said, I do really respect these bikes because they're super comfortable right now. It feels like I'm actually sitting in a couch, and I'm not even like joking about it. It's so comfortable. I could take this on a trip around the world without any problems, while my bike, I might be starting to feel a little bit of cramps in my wrists from like tucking over. What are they doing? Go! And it handles surprisingly well for such a big and bulky bike, because Moto-Scooters look really big and bulky, but they're so like practical as well. On the road trip, Ben was able to fit literally all his stuff for the whole entire road trip underneath his seat. All his clothes, everything he needed was underneath the seat, while I just only had a backpack. Luckily, Aaron, the monkey man, took his car, well, a van that I think he rented it, to there, so I was able to give him all my clothes and stuff I needed. Otherwise I would have been stuck with one pair of clothes for the whole weekend, which wouldn't have been good. So they are really practical. I really do understand why people buy them and why you see them this often. They're also not too expensive. Whoa, there's a lot of wind. This one new is like 2.5k, which is half of what I paid for my R125, which is crazy. Now, it is not as fast, it doesn't have as much power. I think it's 9 horsepower or 11 horsepower, one of the two. I really do not really remember, but yeah, it's one of the two. Oh, big bump. While my R125 is 15 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a huge difference, but it is really noticeable. Damn, there's a lot of wind today. Now, it's a really nice bike, but it is Chinese, so he has been having quite a lot of problems. I mean, not quite a lot, but he has been having some really annoying problems, like his dashboard. You cannot read your speed because the little lights in the dashboard keep going bad. He already went to the garage to fix it. It was under warranty. They replaced the whole dashboard and it was still the same problem. So that's something to look out for when you buy a Chinese bike, because they might have like small problems like that. And often Chinese bikes have like electrical problems. The engines are usually pretty good because they buy decent engines, but then they save money on electrical stuff like wires. They use really thin wires to save some money, and they cheap out on those kind of things. The engines are usually pretty good. The engine in this thing is a GY6, which are pretty reliable. They're used in a lot of bikes. I think even Vespa uses some of the GY6 engines, if I'm not wrong. Like, they're used in a lot of bikes. Don't quote me on that though, I'm not a scooter expert. I'm now going towards the boat, which will be weird because this thing is so massive. I hope I fit on the boat. Don't want to damage Benny's bike, but it is really comfortable. And when you see Ben ripping around on it, he really like lays this thing down in the corners, which is so funny. He scrapes his exhaust, his foot pegs, everything. Watching out here with all this freaking gravel and dirt. It's a really smooth ride, not a lot of power, so I don't know how comfortable I'd feel on the highway. He does it, he's used to it, but I don't know, I don't know if I would be really comfortable on the highway. These cobblestones are horrible on every fucking bike, dude. God damn. It's so funny because this bike is so quiet, because it's fully stock. Only for some accessories, the phone mounts. He has 2 phone mounts because he uses 2 phones. And the mirrors and stuff like that. Let's see how this goes. It's so awkward because it's so big and bulky. Even compared to my... Oh, another Moto-Scooter. Hello, friend. I feel so stupid on this thing, like, god damn. We made it. I need to watch out with this bike because it's so low when I'm going over bumps and stuff. It's actually so much fun to ride this like once, because it's something different. He has 2 freaking phone mounts, because he uses one for GPS and then one for speed, because his dashboard is a little bit effed up. He has the aftermarket mirrors, heated grips, he has USB chargers for both of his phones. Right here, they're somewhere in here. He has LED lighting all over the place. He has some big plans. He wants to put a beefier motor into this thing. Well, maybe, because he now has the X-Max 250, but he wants to put a beefier motor into it. I posted on my Instagram and Snapchat that I traded my bike for this, and then a picture of this standing in my garage, and everybody was like, oh my god, I hope you're not serious, you dumbass. And I'm like, yeah, I was. Just trolling people. Obviously I didn't. My bike is just at the shop right now, doing some maintenance and stuff like that. I just put in a new battery as well, a beefier battery, because with the heated grips it draws a lot of power. So I just put in a beefier battery, just for good measure. Never hurts to do a few upgrades. It's going to be so funny pulling up with this thing. That's cool. I don't know how I look on this thing, man. You know, on my R125 I feel like I'm a real biker. But on this, I don't know, man. It's fun to ride though, that's the most important part. And I mean, it's the only form of transport I have right now, so I'm not complaining. It gets me from point A to B, which is what it was designed for. I hope I do not, like, fucking break it or anything, because that would suck. It's so weird when you start from, like, a standstill, because it's automatic, and my bike just goes from like 1000 RPM and it already pulls. This you gotta really rev to like 3000 in order to like engage the oh, it's called, I don't know the names of scooter parts, but like, you know, to engage the clutch, I would call it, I don't know if it's called a clutch on a scooter, but to engage the clutch and to like make sure it goes, you gotta rev it up to like 3000. It pulls okay-ish from like 20 kilometers to like, I don't know, 60, 70. But the power delivery is smooth though. So that's the thing. There isn't a lot of power, as I said. Not that much torque, not that much horses. But it is really smooth how it's delivered. Hey, another Moto-Scooter. What a coincidence. That's a Yamaha. I don't know how much cc's, but it's one of the Maxes, T-Max. X-Max, I don't know. I don't know a lot about scooters. I know there's a 125, a 250, a 350 or something, I don't know. There's plenty of Moto-Scooters out there. I only told one of my friends that I'm driving this thing right now. Nobody knows. I mean, everybody on my social media knows, but they think I bought it. There's only one friend that knows I'm just using it to get around. I really hope he does end up putting a beefier engine in this, because this is a really good looking Moto-Scooter. Most Moto-Scooters look like ugly and bulky, and yeah, this is still bulky, but it looks, at least it looks pretty good for a Moto-Scooter. A new exhaust wouldn't hurt, maybe it would add a tiny bit of performance, but a nice sound. You guys know me, I'm all about the sounds. We put an exhaust on his X-Max 250 last weekend, which was a lot of work. It was actually really horrible. The fitment was horrible. It was the exhaust by GPR, So now I know never to buy a GPR because the fitment was horrible. I wonder if anybody would like recognize. What the fuck? That's weird. I can what? I can hear people talking when I'm riding past him. I've never heard people talk when I ride past them with my motorcycle. They probably don't even hear their selves talk. No, but like I wonder if people would like recognize me because of my gear and my helmet and stuff and my GoPro, or everybody's going to like, who the fuck is that douche on a Moto-Scooter? Because most people recognize me by my bike and all of the freaking loud sounds it makes. I don't know if they recognize me because of my gear. Because a lot of subscribers go to these, hey, another Moto-Scooter, god damn. A lot of like subscribers go to this school or these two schools. These are two schools next to each other. But I am here, so I'm going to put this bike away, park it, and I will see you guys when I'm going back home. Let's see if I can do this without freaking dropping it. Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect with this exhaust. Just watch me drive into a nail with this bike. You can really see it happening. Should I be an asshole and park this guy in? I mean, it's a Duke. I know whose Duke it is. I mean, I don't know whose Duke it is. I think I know whose Duke it is. I'm not going to be a... Am I going to be an asshole? I'm going to be an asshole. That's what you get for buying a Duke, boy! I'm such an asshole. Okay guys, I'll see you guys later. I'm even putting on the fucking steering lock for this guy. Alrighty guys, we are done with school for today. We are heading home. Got Mauro with his scooter behind me. I just got a text message that my bike is ready to be picked up, so that's where we're heading right now. I missed my bike. It's pretty fun. I had a tiny problem with my bike, which is also part of the reason I took it to the garage. There was some water in my gas tank. I can't do anything about it though, because it's probably just in the pump of the gas station, which sucks. But I had to get my tank cleaned out. So they cleaned out my tank, which sucks because I have to pay for it obviously, and it's not really something I can do anything about, but sometimes it happens when it's a bad day. Now on the straight earlier I did a little pull. It's definitely not as fast as my R125. It doesn't have the same amount of power, but it doesn't need it. This is not something made to be like pushed around and thrown into corners. This is just something to relax and chill. I'm going to be glad I have my bike back. It sucks and there's something wrong with it. I'm now at 3,500 RPMs, and that's when it starts to creep. Going to wait for my friend. He's so slow. That's funny. He's going for his A2 license as well. Soon we'll be cruising together. I mean, we are cruising together, but you know. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he almost ran over that dog. God damn. We're like the scooter gang now. The weather has been pretty good actually. I'm in my summer gloves again, but I don't even need my heated grips anymore because the weather has been turning a little bit. Next week will be colder again, but this week has been pretty good. Even though there's no sun, it's still not cold. It's like 10 degrees. And we're almost at the boat. Let's go. Just missed the boat. That sucks.